Hello, lads and ladies, and welcome back. It's Sunday night, 8 o'clock. League One Live is back. 12 games, loads of goals, penalty galore. Was there even a penalty? I don't know. Red card galore, I can tell you that. It was hectic in Sky Bet League One. Thank you for joining me this evening. Let me know how you are in comments down below. Jake, how are you, mate?
I don't know how to. You've been very. You've been trying to prank me for the last 10 minutes, so I don't know how exactly. I don't know how to be, but no, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good. Just making sure my audio sounds all right because you tried to tell me that I was breaking up.
Mate, you are. Mate, can you just repeat that last 5 seconds again?
You did tell me to. No, you're chatting Waz, mate.
No, mate, I'm not. Carry on.
You're chatting absolute Waz. People will tell me if there's an issue with my audio. But yes, no, I'm good, mate. I'm all right. I'm a little bit on tenterhooks, but I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, I was just trying to get you to be a parrot. Yeah, I'm all right. Living the dream. How was yesterday?
It was good, mate. I was in a box. I was in an executive box.
To be fair, when I found that out, I was buzzing for you because I'm guessing that's your like version of hospitality.
That's hospitality. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, well, from the minute I met you, I always thought you'd end up behind something, beginning with me. The box wasn't quite the word, but
you thought I'd be behind bars when typically
never said anything. You're just
maybe it should be you behind bloody bars.
Well, for being the absolute stud that I am.
Right, that's disgusting. Yeah, no, it was good, mate. It was nice. It was we got to see a couple of the players came in the box. It was good, and then what followed was a very entertaining game. We've made the thumbnail for a reason. We were very good for 70 minutes, and then we decided, you know what, it'll be fun. Let's try and give Plymouth a go, shall we? And they did the best, but your mate ruined it. Your mate absolutely ruined the ropes, but we'll come on to that. But yeah, no, it was good. It was nice. It was a nice experience. I won't want to do it every week because
I don't know if you watch football indoors.
Yeah, exactly. However, what I would say is I don't think we'll be invited back because of the rowdiness of our box. There was me, Sue, Sarah, Noah, Josh, Flowers, Bella, and Jason, my uncle, and it was manic. It was like everyone, doing all the chants, and you look down the line, down the boxes, and everyone's just eating the prawn sandwiches, having a go, and we're all just being absolute weapons in the box. But yeah, no, it was good fun. It was somewhat different, but I'm looking forward to getting back on a terrace on Tuesday night. I cannot wait to be back in the stand. But yeah, it was good, mate. How was Bromley? Because I said to you, didn't I? I said when you're on your way home, I don't know if people have already checked out your match save log from Bromley, but I seriously recommend they do because I think it's one of the best that you've done for a long time. It was not to say your other content's not good, but that was a very.
Cheers, mate. Yeah,
it's all right. No, it's like no. It's not gone downhill since you went in League Two. There's a reason for that.
No, I'll be honest with you, it has, and I'll get onto that in a minute.
Bromley I thought it was a very well put together video, and I think that you basically summed up all the emotions that every single football fan up across the country would have felt in your position. And I'm surprised you didn't come away with a headache, to be honest, because you were stood right by the bloody drum. I bet you.
No, I didn't come away with a headache. I come away with the headache. To be fair, yeah, my vlog since being in League Two. If I have to sum it up in one word, well, without being offensive, rubbish. I think they've been absolute rubbish. Yeah, garbage. Like, I look back and I think, wow, okay. And I just wanted to be myself. I just wanted to enjoy it. Yeah. There's a reason I'm not doing home games anymore because I couldn't be bothered putting it in front of me in the commentary box. It didn't go down too well, let's put it that way, with people that watch, which I get. And that's why I do away games now. So, I
did also have a lovely Friday night with Charlie and Ben from Bristol Rovers. That was nice to see them on Friday night, go for a couple of drinks and some food. That was really nice. So Unfortunately, they got beat on Saturday lunchtime. But yeah, it was nice to see them. I know Ben's going to tune in. So hello, Ben, if you're watching. Thanks for the drinks.
Hello, Ben. Yeah, he's a top guy.
Top lad.
Ben, if only
Just a lot of hair gel. A lot of hair gel.
If only Bristol Rovers could pay him back for all the money that he spends into that football club, and a lot of the gas at $7.50 there for a 12:30 kickoff. Yeah, good day out with Bromley. But that's League Two, so irrelevant. It's nothing to do with this show. But Blackpool Huddersfield is everything to do with this show. A 5-goal thrill. And when these two sides meet at Bloomfield Road, there's always goals. 13 goals in the last 3 meetings, being 2-2, 2-2, and now 3-2 to the Seasides. And Niall Ennis, in my opinion, I would go to as far and say he's been one of the best striker signings in League One for what he did last year. He got 9 goal contributions in 20 games last year and already has got 3 goals this year. He's been very impressive, a bit like James Collins, who is
the right answer for that question. But good effort, Ben.
I had it in my notes. Ennis has now scored 10 goals in 23 games for the Seasiders, which 9 of whom have come at Bloomfield Road. And he actually became the first footballer to score 2 goals in a game and be sent off in the first half of football in a game since Robbie Keane for Tottenham against League One Bolton Wanderers. There you are. It was a great win for the Seasiders. They had it all to do after 4 minutes where Huddersfield go in front. And then you're kind of thinking, from a Blackpool perspective, because we all know how much love I've got for Blackpool from the younger years of being in the Blackpool kit. Go on the boys. And you're thinking, here we go again. Here's another soft goal conceded. It's found away from Ben Wiles. And then a great response with 3 goals in 12 minutes, 2 from Niall Ennis and 1 from Lee Evans with a pile driver. George Honeyman yesterday was absolutely outstanding. I felt. Lyndon Gooch got a goal back. And then all of a sudden, Niall Ennis gets sent off. At first glimpse, I thought, great challenge. Probably does deserve to be sent off. Having watched it back, he does pile into the man, and it's late. It's probably it's a second early. It's an absolute corker of a tackle. It's just that second a little bit too late, and that's the issue. Then Blackpool have it all to do. They had 22% of possession across the 90 minutes. But I thought Blackpool did superbly well. Huddersfield didn't really register anything on the Blackpool goal, and you're thinking, especially with how weak Blackpool have been in that department. Peacock Farrell has been literally jigsaw FC every time the ball comes into his box, falls to pieces, and crumbles more than Apple. Do you know what I mean? So you're thinking Blackpool crumble.
Blackberry and Apple crumble, actually, now you mention it.
Blackpool did so well to defend that box. And I can tell you this now, when Bloomfield Road gets up and running, Blackpool will be there. That win is everything that the Seasiders needed yesterday. It's lifted the supporters. It's got the fans back on track. It's got the mood swinging. And by them winning the game of football the way they did, it's a superb morale boost. If they win 1-0 or 2-0 against, and it's flat, it does things. But winning like that against a good side in Huddersfield who have won 2 games and won in the cup as well on penalty kicks. So, yeah, it's a superb victory for Blackpool. I think Blackpool are one of the only few clubs in the EFL where you go to their ground and all 3 sides at ground, home fans join in, and you feel like you're going to a car run. That last 7 minutes, bodies were getting blocked and they put an enormous effort in. But I think that is a start of Blackpool's season. They needed it. It's a great victory. There are a few players short still. We know that. I think every club in the division will say. I think George Honeyman's still running. I thought he was superb yesterday, and they defended ever so well. I think Steve Bruce will be so proud, and they put an absolute right shift in yesterday against a really good side. And superb victory for Blackpool against Huddersfield, who they'll get better, but again, not alarming. It's only a first defeat, but Blackpool superb yesterday, and that is what Blackpool are about. Never say die. Proper Holloway type of Blackpool football. That Niall Ennis reminds me a lot of DJ Campbell, who was very good for Blackpool. He went on loan and obviously did well permanently there. Blackpool rocking and rolling 3-2.
Yeah, I agree with your sentiment that Bloomfield Road is one hell of a place to go and play your football. The atmosphere is outstanding. Thank you, Commons. Lots of love.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate you,
Yeah,
mate.
this is a real statement win, I think, for Blackpool because they just come off the back of getting absolutely trounced down at Exeter, and I can imagine morale was quite low. That obviously we spoke about it the other week, didn't we? Um, the mess up with Dale Taylor's registration. I imagine that the mood going into Saturday was pretty much thinking, Huddersfield have won the first couple of games, have just not a good Leicester team out the Carabao Cup. We could be up against it. We've just lost at home to Port Vale. It's a real shame. But in fairness, I think Blackpool were outstanding. Certainly, I know it's going to sound weird because they conceded twice, but I thought defensively, Blackpool, like you mentioned, were very, very good. They defended the box very, very well. All the players, all 10 of them defending that goal pretty much with their own lives, and that's ultimately what got them over the line. But like you say, big impact from Niall Ennis, who had one hell of a first half, 2 goals and a red card. Very good signing. I think it showed that when he went in there last year, what he could do at this level again. We've seen it, haven't we, before for Plymouth? We've seen it previously as well. He's a very good centre forward. He knows where the net is, and in a Blackpool shirt, he feels very confident, and he's able to do it. The red card, I agree with you. I thought it was. I think you see him given sometimes. I think you see him not given on other occasions. There are some in the division as well which have gone other ways, but it's. I don't know. I think it's soft, but I also can understand with the referee why he gets to the conclusion. But it's a statement win. Huddersfield will feel like they lost it in that 15-minute period where after the goal, where they pretty much conceded all the goals. But a great performance of Blackpool. Statement win, like I say, for Huddersfield. Like you say, no need to raise the alarm just yet. Just one defeat in their games so far this season. They've been convincing in pretty much every other game. And you look at the players and the team that they can put out. Players on the bench include likes of Joe Taylor, Lass Sorensen, Marcus McGuane, Leo Castledine, Ashia, who's come on and made a real big impact in the first team as well. So, yeah, I think it's. I wouldn't be panicking if I was Huddersfield. I'd be saying maybe one more statement signing to come in for Blackpool. Great win. They're finally underway. That'll be our place to go now. They've got the first win there because we all know Blackpool at Bloomfield Road, especially given that crowd, are a real nightmare to get behind.
Lincoln City also won by 3-2. Talk me through it.
It was a really good game actually, Ben. In the first half, I thought we should have been more. We went into halftime 1-0 up. I thought we could have been a couple more. Ashby Hammond in goal. Luke Ashby Hammond. He's had a lot of criticism this year from Argyle fans, but I thought he made a couple of really big saves. There was one from Colo, which I think Colo should score. Great finish from Tom Bayliss for the first one. The second goal was really well worked. Again, poacher's goal for James Collins. Finally gets off the mark. That'll be big for him. What's that now? Is 190. That was his 198th goal in EFL football this weekend. A great poacher's finish. Great play from Rob Street down the right. Really good of Freddie Draper in the number 10, actually. Jay Edits mentions it there. Freddie Draper was outstanding. Allowed the ball to be held up. Gave Plymouth a real nightmare. And then the third goal, I mean, your mate's not had a great start to life in an Argyle shirt, Ben. He obviously scored and gave away a penalty on his first game. He then gives away another penalty for a handball. Definite handball for me. He's got his hand in the air. He can't get out of the way, but his arm's in an unnatural position. So it's a penalty. Colo sticks it away. And at 3-0, you're thinking, this is quite a lucky score for Argyle because it maybe should have been 5. But to be fair to them, to be fair to their credit, they did get themselves back into it through a Seni and then through a Mechi. Then I've never seen a team play so well and so poorly in a game of football like Plymouth Argyle did. For 70 minutes, they allowed us to run over them, which I'm really surprised by because Tom Cleverley spoke in the press all week about how Lincoln are such a physical team and we need to stand up and match them. But they didn't. They allowed us to roll all over them. And then they started to play in the last 20, perhaps when we hadn't, when we had maybe sat off and started defending the lead. And then good old Brendan, who you told to celebrate if he scored. I don't know if you told him to celebrate when he walked off the pitch because he got sent off for a dive. That was a poor moment for Brendan. It was a it was a bad mistake from him to try and con the referee in the manner in which he did. But yeah, look, a good win for Lincoln. I'm pretty happy with the two teams that we've beaten at home. Reading and Plymouth are two teams that you'd expect to be in the top 8, top 9 of the league, just above where you'd imagine you'd put Lincoln. So we just now need to beat the smaller teams. We lost to Wimbledon, but we need to go to Northampton on Tuesday. We need to win, and we got to beat Mansfield in a couple of weeks as well. So yeah, good win. Really happy. Colo off the mark. Everything's going well. Another good win at home.
I think it'll be difficult to beat the smaller teams because there's not any smaller teams in Lincoln.
Fleetwood aren't in the league anymore.
No, I thought the first goal, this is a difference between two sides where one knows who they are and what they represent. And Lincoln, the first goal, it's a long ball. It's basically what Fleetwood did to Bristol Rovers last week, where you're asking the question from a side that's so devoid of confidence, don't know who's Arthur, who's Martha at times, and asking the question. It's a long punt, and I don't think he'll get appreciated for what he did. Collins' hold-up play and what he did for that first goal is absolutely unbelievable. That's one of the best things I've seen in League One this weekend. I watched it, and it was something so simple, so effective. That is what good number 9s do, and James Collins is certainly one of the best out-and-out number 9s in League One. For me, that he will not get... If he was at Bolton Wanderers, he would be talked about being in the top 3 best centre-forwards in the division. But he doesn't. He plays for Lincoln, so it doesn't fit the narrative, does it? The second goal, I thought was a great finish by Bayliss. If you were to shut your eyes and talk about Tom Bayliss, about what he does, you think box to box and you think pile drivers from edge of the box, and you would describe that goal for what he did for Shrewsbury. Similar, you describe that goal. Second goal, Poacher's finished by Colo. Third one, again, for me, why
has Brendan got his hands in the air like he just
it's a save of the weekend for me. He gets down well and stops it, so it's an unbelievable save. He spread his ball. It's a Stonewall penalty. It's a good penalty, 3-0. Lincoln chased, harassed, pressed, high energy, and gave everything for 65, 70 minutes. And Plymouth couldn't deal with him. Target used to say there's been a modder, and Lincoln moddered Plymouth Argyle in that first 65 minutes. And they were, like you said, probably lucky that it wasn't 5, if not more. Lincoln will have to learn from that. You have to kill teams off because they get one back, you're thinking, away we go again. You get another one back, you're going to go again.
It's a hard watch, that last 20 minutes.
We were there, Portsmouth away a few years ago, 3-0 up. We drew 3-3. It was horrific, believe me.
I would just like to, before you move on, the squad depth is an issue at Lincoln at the moment. We're not able. We've got in. Obviously, Jacko was suspended. We've got injuries. Jack Moylan's going to be out for a long time. We don't have many We don't have a big squad. Michael doesn't run with a big squad. That's what he does. But we are set to sign 2 players hopefully tomorrow. Francis, a Coronkwo that was at Salford. Ben, I don't know if you can pronounce his name.
Yes, because I think he scored 1 goal for Salford City.
He scored 3 goals for Salford.
Yeah.
And then
I bet you guess who one of them were against.
One was against. Was it against you lot?
In 99th minute.
Oh, I love him already. What a boy.
No, you can't take the mick because it was the game where I was crying my eyes out because.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Tony, you can't cry.
Sorry, Francis. And then Ivan Varfolomeev is set to come in Ukraine under-21 international. Who Lincoln are spending money on. We're spending big money.
No, you're not. I hope they fail work permits. Especially that.
What's his name again? Varfolomeev.
First name?
Ivan. We've got Ivan in the middle.
Right. No, so one thing I'll say is Plymouth Argyle so far off the mark, mentally, physically, they're fragile, they're weak. Lincoln have more heart, more desire, a bit like Chesterfield, Bristol Rovers in League Two. You can see it a mile off. Good teams, physical, they find a way. And Plymouth, probably got a technically better squad. But for me, Lincoln City were Lincoln City yesterday.
Comfortable in their own skin, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. And they know who they are. And to be fair, Plymouth have now, you'd have to go back to 1995, 1996, where they lost their first 3 league games. And you've now unbeaten in 5 against Plymouth. And one good thing about Lincoln, I think we came on here in about February, and I slaughtered your home form. Since then, Lincoln have lost 1 in their last 9 home games, scoring 6, scoring 20 goals in 9 home games. Much better.
Quarter of them did come in one game against Bristol Rovers, but
yeah. And then since then, Bristol Rovers have lost 12 out of 13 and drawn 1 to away at Wrexham.
Sorry, lads, it's our fault. Sorry,
Polo,
Charlie.
12 goals in 23 games, 24 goals a season across that. It's a great performance. It's a great victory.
Very happy.
He's now finding that consistency. I think you got Northampton on Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
They are the slip-ups where you could see Northampton bang up winning 1-0 and it being a dull, bad affair game. They score from a throw-in or a corner.
A throw-in that's 50 yards too far forward, you mean, like they did 2 years ago?
Yeah, but, well, let's not talk about debatable goals with what Lincoln did to Fleetwood.
What did you... Can I just ask you a question?
I'm over that now.
No, I'm going to ask you a question because that's pot kettle black because Paddy Lane was about 5 yards offside and you know it. Question is, did Brendan take a dive for the penalty?
Look, between me and you, I had a chat with Brendan Wirradu and he said his favourite TV programme was Splash on ITV. Tom Daly used to host. So he's just auditioning. It's a stonewall dive, Brendan. Come on.
A good audition, I reckon.
Yeah. I'm worried for the boy. Mentally.
A bad start, hasn't he?
There's a lot of pressure on him. When you force a move and you want to move, I don't want to fall out. Brendan's a top guy and he was great with me, so I'm not going to dig in on the boy. When you want to move and you're out of a football club and you are persistent of getting the move out of a football club, instead of being quiet about it, all of a sudden there's huge pressure on your shoulders and you've got to go and perform. Plymouth Argyle's not an easy audition. You're not going to a mediocre football. You're going to a club that want to get promoted. And in front of, you get it lucky at Fleetwood because there was 78 of us in the away end. They said 56. There was 53 on the coach. So I could get the court and say that was not true. There's a big pressure instead of playing in front of 1,000 away fans or 9,000-10,000 home. There's a big difference. Some players take a while. Brendan Wirradu doing his first year at Fleetwood, I thought was quite flat. It was all right. 6 or 7 out of 10. First half of his second season, he was all right. Then got made captain and then went like that. So, give the boy time. It'll come good. Great result for Lincoln. But before we do move on, let's just say a massive thank you for the donation. Sam, Sadie, who loves us both. Thank you very much, Sadie. Just done a TikTok on Birmingham City. Believe me.
Great weekend for Blues.
Oh, I did a TikTok, mate. Unbelievable. Great one. Thank you very much, Sue. And Shane, thank you so much. Guys, for your donations.
Well then, Shane.
Go back into software, thumbnails, editing software. Big thank you to Charlie Keegan, who helped me out with the thumbnail yesterday. Top guy, reliable, consistently a legend, always a good person to talk to as well, knowledgeable, and you know where to go for your Wigan fix. Unity, Progress with Unity podcast. And me, Charlie Keegan. Me, Barry Worthington.
Am I supposed to do and me, Paul Thorpe? And me, Paul Thorpe. That one, there you are.
Wigan have scored.
I don't know if Paul Thorpe knows who we are. Charlie, please let us know. But he's famous in these parts.
Barry Worthington knows who you are.
Oh, Barry, he's a great lad, that Jake.
Yeah, cracking.
Man.
Bradford 2, Luton 1. One of the best results of the weekend, in my opinion. There's 20,000 pack into Valley Parade. And before this one, you'd have to go back all the way to, well, Jake was there that day in April 1968, where Bradford City last beat Luton Town. 8 games without a victory back in Sky Bet League One, and back with 2 great victories over playoff semi-finalists Wycombe Wanderers and newly relegated Luton Town, and picking up a 0-0 0-0 point on the road in Northampton. 7 points out of 9 for the Bantams. Stephen Humphreys gets a goal of the season nomination from a yard out. And I listened to Graham Alexander this week where he said to Stephen Humphreys, you're not going to be playing on the right. You're going to be playing centre forward. If you don't want to, don't come. Honest, integral. And then Bobby Poynton, one of their own, got man of the match yesterday and scored the vital goal. Kadua did get a goal back for Luton Town. 20,000 at League One. There's a feel-good factor at Valley Parade. Not many teams will want to go there this year. It's a fantastic performance. It's a fantastic victory. They're making that for 7 shots on target. Gun-ho. They don't need the ball. Proper Northern football. Battling, physicality. Graham Alexander's sides always start strong. Maybe go for a rough patch in middle. End strong as well. And Graham Alexander's living up to the bill as Bradford City beat Luton Town 2-1.
Yeah, screw Lee Grant and his Northern football. Graham Alexander knows how to get the Northerners on the edge of their seats. Yeah, this is a real statement win. I thought the win over Wycombe was particularly good for Bradford, but I agree with you, Ben. At Valley Parade, they are just going to be an absolute monster. Yeah, cheers, David. You won't be doing that this year.
Mention.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What? Did anyone have that on their bingo list? David forcing Burton into a game that's got nothing to do with Burton.
It'll be wet in a while. You know what it is? It reminds me of David tonight will be. Do you remember when BBC used to have the EFL highlights? You might have been non-league then when nobody cared about you. But basically, you
mean Manish?
Yeah, we're niche. I think Fleet was non-league, to be fair. As
Manish.
well. we were non-league as well, and no one cared about us. Still don't. We're waiting for you're waiting an hour and a half for 10 seconds worth of Burton shot. 0-0. There was a man sent off. Burton get a point.
Yeah.
Unbeaten at home.
I know he's gonna comment or he's gonna say pot kettle black or something like that, either via DM or via message. So I'm waiting for that. But still, yes, I think it's sorry, yes, Charlie, James Collins. There you are. Hope you start to feel better, mate. James Collins used to play for Luton, Charlie. That'll help you out. A fantastic win for him. Like you say, Humphreys, a fantastic. We all thought it was a great signing at the time. Bobby Poynton, someone that I think as an outsider, I don't think many people would have seen stepping up into League One. But to be fair to him, he has done so very well. 2 goals in both the home games. Luton very flat, very under par. Thought they looked tired. Luton, I think watching the highlights, you could tell it looked like Luton. It felt like a drag, similar to a lot of games last year for them. It felt like a drag that they were playing another game in the space of such a. Hey, yes, yeah, they were moping around the pitch. They
want to be there.
Whereas Bradford,
like me,
they're back at this level. Any game at this level or a game this season, they're going to be right bang up for, and I think that's the difference in mindset between the two teams, and that massively helped Bradford out yesterday. Thought they were outstanding. Another great win for them. And look, unbeaten over 3 games in League One. They'd have taken that at the start of the season. They're probably disappointed they're not got 9 out of 9 because they probably should have beaten Northampton the other week. But still, I'm sure they'll be particularly happy going into the next couple of games, Ben. And a great win for them. They'll be bouncing going into the next couple. They're a strong side this year, Bradford, and I think many people have underestimated them. Mainly someone like Gab who put. Are you pointing at me?
You taking the moral? I swear, you came on here and went, no, I was saying about I think they've signed really well. They might not be flash and sparkling, but the solid additions, typical Graham.
I don't
think they signed very well. I don't think their squad is as strong as people think. I think that and now you're praising them.
Yeah, I can do. 3 games in, mine.
Those players to be
3 games in.
And great players, world beaters.
I will just indicate that we are 3 games in, rather than any more games in. But yeah, no, they're a decent outfit. Luton, they need some help. Luton.
Yeah, I just think I always wonder. I was speaking to Phil last Saturday about the mentality when you come down. What is it like? Because when you come up, 15 months ago, one was in League Two, one was in Premier League. Yesterday they met. And that's football for you. That's the beauty of football. That promotion relegation is the best thing in football. And you don't want to get relegated. Believe me, I've seen people get promoted, seen people get relegated, believe it or not. And it's the worst thing. But it puts things into perspective. Luton are down there and Bradford are kind of coming up. Now, Bradford have got to their rightful home and they'll probably feel like there's more to go. And they'll probably think that the sky's the limit. Right now, their supporters playing Luton is great. Luton are like, Bradford away. Ugh. And that'll go onto the pitch. Whereas maybe in 20 games time when Luton, if they go on a 5 or 6 game winning streak, every game's like, go on, Lincoln away or Plymouth away, buzzing. And games are seen more differently. And that you need to carry that. You need to build that momentum up for yourself. You need to create optimism for your supporters. And I think Luton, when you get double relegation, it must sting. It must really, really sting. And you're not up for games as much. And I can certainly say, from my point of view, and I'm sorry, that's all I can do is, from my point of view, of being a supporter, I don't feel up for games as much. I don't. When I talk about League Two, it's a good league, it's a competitive league with some good sides, and the fans are great. But I'm kind of with someone and I'm pining for my ex. Do you know what I mean? That's how I feel. League One is my ex. That's how I feel. And I think Plymouth Luton are thinking, well, we've been in the Premier League and even doing so well. They're thinking of what they've done previously rather than what they're doing now. They're living off that. And
League One's an ex that's way out of your league, Nappers. I wouldn't worry about her again, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'll maybe start to look at your next chapter. I've got a lovely girl called the National League. She's lovely. Don't worry, I'll introduce you next week.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah. Last time we went there, we won league, so fine. Sometimes some
Well
things
done,
in league, some things in league are out of my league, mate. Well, they actually are. Actually, to be fair,
they are.
No comments. No further comments.
They are. They're playing blue and white stripes.
No, they don't actually. Reading 1, Wimbledon 2. We talk about sides coming up, and that's what the Wombles have done. Back-to-back victories after beating Lincoln last week. It's given them a platform to go and play, and it's a great victory away from home for the Wombles. He needed it to kind of really put the foot down. We all saw it in the opening week. They lost 1-0 to Luton. It was unfortunate. It was a typical Wimbledon performance where they lost by the odd goal. They were nitty, they were gritty, they fought. Didn't really create much, but they stuck in the game and they could play football at times. You could see that. And sometimes dropping the next level, you see teams will break you down. A bit like Burnley yesterday with Tottenham. It's the next level and the next level up, really. You're kind of going from level 3 to level 8 playing European champions from playing mid-table championship. It's a huge difference to where you go from League 2 to League 1. There is a step up and there is quality step up. And Wimbledon is a proper away performance, getting 2 goals up. And then Lewis Wings scoring his 20th League 1 goal for the football club, 14 of whom have been outside the box, an absolute screamer. And he's actually more than any player in the top 4 divisions. So it's a great stride. Wimbledon hang on. It was hard. It was a real steel performance. I liked it from Wimbledon. I thought it was a great performance. It's a great victory. And I think Wimbledon fans can be proud.
Yeah, I think Wimbledon's style this year is very much going to be that of an away team. I think they're going to play like an away team sometimes, even when they are actually playing at Plough Lane. I thought they pulled off the perfect away performance on on Saturday. Matty Stevens and Asimwe, both players that had great games against Lincoln last week, had great games again on Saturday against Reading. Like I say, out of possession, outstanding. They rode the luck on occasion, but they made Reading pay when they did creep forward. They were brilliant. They were outstanding. Certainly, like I say, out of possession. They didn't give Reading a huge amount. They were forced to have shots from outside the box. Bishop, when required, was able to do what he needed to do it in goal. And that back three, it's the same. It's been the same in every game this season. Agundere, Lewis and Johnson, they're forming a real strong relationship. And the same again, we've said in Asimwe in them as wing backs, they're becoming a real unit, that back five, and they're becoming pretty hard to beat. Once they get the noses in front of Wimbledon, they're going to beat a lot of teams, and I think they're going to be so difficult to break through. We saw that last year, and it took something special this week, Ben, for for anyone to score past them, because Lewis Wing scored an absolute worldie from outside the box, which shows you that Reading didn't have a huge amount in the of chances. But still, for Reading, I mean, as good as it is a win for Wimbledon, Benny, are we starting to get a little bit concerned about Reading? I know it's only 3 games into a season. Noel Hunt had a good year last year. Well, I don't know why you're shaking your head, because I've seen lots of people.
I'm shaking my head?
Why?
Because I asked you this exact question last Sunday, and you went, no. 2 games into the season.
They played 3 games now. It's the magic rule. You got to play. You got to play 3 games. You got to play 3 games.
Yeah,
it's the magic rule, Ben.
Mate, I know you're a bit of a fire stick and kind of behind play at times, and you are a week behind me in everything I've said so far. And if you're ever wondering if we're like this off camera, yep, we are.
Unfortunately, so it's just a nasty piece of work.
Yeah, no. I said at the start of the year, I thought with Reading, they had a decent enough squad, don't get me wrong, but I didn't think it was. I thought Reading's ceiling was up here, right? And they were getting this. Okay? Now, the ceiling's obviously still stay the same. Probably about here. It's dropped. And it's not dropped that much from the actual ceiling, but from when they were outperforming the actual ceiling, it's a big drop. So they've kind of gone from, say if they were a 5, they were performing at about an 8. Now they've gone to a 2. So instead of 3 over, they've gone for 3 under, and you notice the difference. Let's just remind you, it's only a couple of defeats, there are 3 defeats. One's away at Lincoln, who's, let's be honest about it, it is a tough place to go. And they will probably beat a lot of teams at home. One of them sold at Huddersfield and one's for Wimbledon. So there's a mixture there. Performances haven't been great. I just feel because of the spirit and what they were living off against all odds type of thing. That's gone now. And you just wonder, has the target been achieved? The takeover has been achieved? We've done it. People like that, you lose focus. I think they've lost a bit of focus and a little bit of drive.
Yeah, sorry, I've just been called bitter about Wimbledon, which particularly I'm not. So I apologise for that. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from. But I do think there is with Reading, it's a big football club, isn't it? Certainly for this level. And there will be eyes on them. The season they had last year with all the distractions, they've now no longer got those distractions, and they can't use it as an excuse. And I think the fans will be piling pressure into the likes of Noel Hunt, and they will be demanding better, because Reading, for most of my lifetime, Ben, have been certainly in the Championship and even had a really good spell in the Premier League. And we talk about Luton saying that they perhaps don't fancy being in this league. Reading are probably something similar. They probably feel like they belong higher up the football pyramid. So I can't see them making a move just yet. But I think if we maybe talking about a couple more defeats for Noel Hunt and Reading, I think we could be talking potentially about a casualty. Look, it doesn't help that Paulie O'Connor's has been ruled out for this first month. It's a real shame for him and for them, because he was a real statement signing. But they need to back Noel Hunt if they're going to stick with Noel Hunt. They need to give him some players. They need to sign at least a couple more. Certainly another different option up front. I think they could maybe do with another starting midfielder, an attacking midfielder, because Fraser, the laddie up from Crawley, I don't think he's quite at the level of Harvey Nibbs, who we saw last year and has had a great start to his Charlton career. So, I do think the need to back, if they're going to stick with this Noel Hunt, the long-term project, I think they are going to have to back him in the window.
Thank you for all the likes and the comments so far. We are 70,688 subscribers now. So let's see if we can get to 17.7 and 33 likes. Let's see if we can get to 75 by end of the show. Just go and give us a like. It does help bring new people into the show. Keep your comments flowing. We will certainly get to them. It's time. In 3, in 2, in 1. Revel again, revel again, revel again. As Stevenage win by 2-0. Gatana Hadme scored the 800th EFL goal for Stevenage as he gets his first goal in the red and white of his new football club. Northampton, poor. Very, very poor. And it looks like I've got a bit of an agenda against Northampton. I haven't. I just think they are in trouble, bang in trouble. I know Jake's very keen on Nolan and very keen on what Northampton are and likes what they are. And I get that. I think they're the weakest team in the division, if I'm honest with you. 1.70 expected goals so far this term across 3 games of football. It is the joint lowest in the division, which is a worry. I struggle to see them creating. They're a striker missing. Yeah, I struggle to see who's going to create for the strikers at this moment in time. And it was an issue. To be fair, they used to have a decent record against Stevenage, 10 games unbeaten between 2015 and 2023. Stevenage have now won 4 of the last 5. So it's a great victory. But Northampton not really creating much. Are you worried for them this term? 0-0 against Bradford. Didn't really look like scoring against Wigan on the opening day of the season. Only scored once this season.
From set piece as well.
Yeah.
Difficult with Northampton because I do like Kevin Nolan. I do like that he's stripped them back to basics. I just feel that he's not going to be able to achieve anything, like you say, Ben, if they don't sign a striker. I spoke to Charles, obviously, from It's All Cobblers to Me earlier, and he made it very apparent that they need a centre forward. And also, playing Sam Hoskins as a left wing back is not going to work whatsoever. The most creative attacking player playing as a wing back, and they're not scoring goals. It's not surprising whatsoever. So Sam Hoskins, if they're going to start to actually benefit that goal score club, they're going to have to play him as part of the front 3 in which they've got. But yeah, I am concerned for them at this present minute in time. Ethan Wheatley is young and hasn't got a huge amount of EFL experience. Tom Eaves can't seem to get himself fit. I think Tyrese Fawn has been a decent fit for them in midfield. I think he's shown on occasions because the performance on Tuesday, against Southampton was positive. They were very good. They were in Southampton's face. They had a couple of opportunities, but that's a one-off game. And the league is the bread and butter, and they've been poor pretty much. I mean, I spoke earlier about Bradford. They should have beaten them. They've lost to Wigan. They've only scored a goal through a set piece. They've lost again yesterday and looked very abject, like Charlie says there, 22nd in shots and shots on target. That's a worry. You speak about that creativity, Ben. The midfield needs a little bit of creativity. McGee, it sort of feels like they've got Hoskins at left wing back who's creative, and Cam McGeehan, who plays on the right of the front 3. They're completely different ends of the pitch, and they can't combine together to create. So yes, I am worried about them. Stevenage, though, Ben, I understand Farley is going to be absolutely buzzing, and he's well within his right. Stevenage top of the league.
I was buzzing when they won the first corner of the season.
Absolutely, and they've won 3 games, right? They've beaten Blackpool, which was a good win on opening day, but a good time to get them with all the new players. They've had they played Rotherham, who a lot of people are tipping to be down the bottom this year, and they've played Northampton, who I think most people have put in their bottom 4, certainly their bottom 5 this season. So if I was a Stevenage fan that isn't Matt Farley, I perhaps wouldn't be getting carried away because they've had relatively simple games in their view. However,
oh my God, right. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, right? And chat, please get involved with this, right? This show is, we try and be professional. Yes, we try and dig at each other, and that's what I like. If Lincoln...
It's not. No, it's 3 games.
No, let me finish. Right, I know I'm thinking of interrupting.
I won't have that because that wouldn't be true. If we had played 3 and won 3 and we're top of the league, I wouldn't be.
If you won against those 3, I know you would. And people, please back me up. You'd be going, Well, you can only beat what's put in front of you. And we
Yeah, I'll
played
be doing that, but I won't be
who were
making.
fancied. Rotherham, they signed loads of players last year, and
I won't be
but
like
they
that.
won their opening
I
game, so
disagree.
they're buzzing.
I
And then
disagree.
Northampton, they're difficult to
I
break
disagree.
down. Yeah, mate, you would. You'd be saying, you would. I'm not disagreeing with you because the last two sides they played have been poor. I agree with the sentiment. I'm just saying what you would say.
No, I wouldn't. I don't think I would. I don't think I would
It
after 3
would.
games. Mate, we've been top of this league at Christmas, and I've not bigged us up. So it's no big deal to be top in
mate,
August.
I agree with you.
They're a good team. Stevenage are a good team. They've won 3 games of football.
I agree with you in the fact that I'm saying, funny enough, we've got on Tuesday. Crewe have beaten Salford. It's a decent victory, to be fair. Beat Akia, beat Crawley. Now, in a season, let's be honest, if you spread those 3 games out in a season, say Stevenage play Blackpool game week 1, Rotherham game week 10, and Northampton game week 20, you'd be saying before them
7.
I'd fancy us. Let's try and get 7 points. That'd be as an optimistic. You would. So I get you, and I'm a big believer in Fleetwood at the minute. They've got 7 points. If they got in the course of the season, you can easily not fluke, but you can find a way to get 2 wins and a draw, and not a massive. It's just because it's at the start. You can only judge them on. Full credit must go to teams because they won 3 games of football.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. So, good. And it is good to. Stevenage will be overhyped because
Farley.
By people on the outside, Farley won because I can't help but I love the way I bet you are because you know how unbearable he is. Because I think he's more unbearable than you.
Agreed.
When winning.
Him and his mate Andy Blair, absolute nightmares.
So I can't wait for the day Stevenage lose and you come on here.
Tuesday night's going to be good, boys.
He's not on Wednesday night. He's got something on. He's drying his hair. No, it's a good couple of victories for them. People will underestimate Stevenage because the Stevenage Borough only get 2,500, 3,000 home fans. And they won't look at the actual squad. From being there in the past, don't underestimate the size, judging what it can do.
You've said that before, Nappers, haven't you?
Oh, believe me, I have not. It's normally the latter way around, mate. Cardiff City 3, Rotherham 0. Cardiff have won 7 of their last 9 games against Rotherham United, who put in another abject performance in away from home. 2 consecutive defeats without scoring for the Millers, and the Millers have failed to win any of the last 12 games away sides from Wales. It isn't really a nice place to go for them. Away from home, Rotherham look poor, and Rotherham are everything that I thought they would be at the start of the year. Flat, negative, quite boring, and not knowing what to expect.
Yeah, you've pretty much you've nailed that on the head with Rotherham. I don't think Cardiff had to be sensational to beat Rotherham yesterday. They were abject, they were poor, and they went for a point, and they deservedly got beat. I thought Rotherham United, they were horrific. I don't think there's particularly any player that can walk out of there saying they put in a decent performance. But for Cardiff, like you just said, you can only beat what's in front of you, Ben, can't you? And they did that pretty well. Salech getting a goal, that would be massive for him. It looks like they're going to be able to keep him for the rest of the window. He's a big asset for them. And Ruben Colwell as well. He's a player that many are donning to be one of the best players in the league this season. So, a good win, a comfortable win. I think that's what Cardiff needed after the scare of Port Vale last week, where perhaps they were fortunate to walk out of Vale Park with a point. A comfortable win at home against a team who were just trying to stifle them in every way, and they weren't able to do so. But a fantastic 3-0 win for Cardiff, and they'll get a lot of confidence out of that going into the next couple of games, and they'll be thinking if we can do that on a more regular basis, then we'll be hanging around the table where we want to.
Brian Murphy seems to have changed a bit of the culture as well. Young players given a chance, freedom, license to enjoy yourself. Long may it continue. It's always hard when you come down, but 2 impressive victories over Peterborough and Rotherham, who, again, sides you'd have in the bottom. Let's be fair. And a point away at Port Vale, you'd probably have those 3 sides in your bottom 8. So let's not get carried away here. Let's not praise them too much.
Nothing's won in August, mate, is it?
If we're gonna say that about Stevenage, if we want to really get into it, and we're going to be fair on the matter, Lincoln have only beaten Plymouth, who have lost every game so far, Reading, who have lost every game so far, and lost to Wimbledon. So let's be honest about it. Lincoln haven't started too great either. So perspective. Let's be honest about it. We're only being fair. We're only being fair.
I'm all for it, mate. I'm all for fairness.
Yeah, of course you are. Fairness here. I'm going to let you take the lead because I know how much this result means to you personally. Exeter 1, Mansfield 2. The Stags get their win in League One.
I'm not going to sing the song.
With a victory. Mansfield win at Exeter. Exeter couldn't quite back up last weekend's victory. Tight game. Nothing really in it. Two sides. Maybe a lot of people have got in the bottom fours, bottom sixes. What do you think of it? Good win for Mansfield because if they're going to stay up, they're going to have to go away at places like Exeter and win, aren't they?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And that was the difference, really. I think I did come on air, didn't I, and say that Mansfield, I really like Mansfield's summer signings, and I think you can pretty much see in this game as to why I thought they were brilliant. A great away performance where, you know, they get themselves in front, they get pegged back late, and you're thinking, oh God, you know, Mansfield fans are thinking, oh God, we've come all this way for an early kick-off for a point, but upset Will Evans, who is so reliable and has been reliable for Mansfield since arriving from Newport County. But yeah, I completely agree. Considering they want to beat teams like Exeter, teams that you expect to be in and around.
I hate that saying.
Teams like Exeter.
I say it as well. You know, my best one is we've got a Bromley yesterday. We're going. You know what? We've got a beat team like Fleetwood. Bromley.
Do you know what Do you know what I did once rattle an Exeter fan so hard he changed his display name to teams like Exeter, and that was 2 years ago, and he's still got it, and he's still, every time I comment on Exeter online, he drops me a comment calling me here, there, and everything, which is really kind of him.
Who is this guy?
Don't know. I don't no idea who he is.
Sorry, just let me look at my account.
Oh yes, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, Dappers, to be honest. Yeah, small club.
Mate, it's easier.
Yeah. Small club mentality, that really, isn't it?
Oh, don't you start, Ben Gill. He was on it last week.
I know you had it last week. But yeah, no. To be fair, I mean, they come off the back of beating Chesterfield, which was a great result for them. A fantastic win away from home. Look, Mansfield needed that, didn't they? After the start of the season, they had 2 defeats. Certainly, what the home one against Doncaster, I feel like maybe they could have done better with. But yeah, no, a good win for them. Finally on the mark. A couple of games coming up for Mansfield, which they might back themselves in before they come to the bank and get their yearly beating. So I bet they're looking forward to that. Yeah,
it is a good victory for them. Exeter, I don't know what to make of them. It's 3 games. It's very table and top.
Aren't they? I like that.
Yeah, and I feel, especially for the first few weeks of the season, because it's Saturday. Now we're seeing Saturday. We get to see 2 games this week. So all of a sudden next week it'll go from kind of like there to like there. And it was only 2 games and 5 games into the season. 5 games is form, isn't it, really? Because 5 games is in the form table between 5 and 6 games. But you'll start to really see, because teams are chasing victories, teams are chasing defeat, and you're kind of waiting. Cheltenham are chasing a goal at the minute.
Again? Oh God, not this again.
I know. I said that to Josh. When are you going to go for it? He's thinking they'll draw 1-1 next week and then lose, not score in the next one. Wigan 2, Peterborough 0. Now, this is an interesting
Read Charlie's
one.
Notes.
To be fair, I've read a few of them, and I've noted them down. I'll let you use them as well, because I normally nick your stats. Peterborough now lost 5 of the last kind of 6 matches. Sorry, Peterborough have lost the last 5 matches in League One, going back to last season. They've not won in 9. After Wembley, they drew 3, and now they've lost 6 on the spin. They lost to Accrington in the week. Darren Ferguson called it embarrassing, and I'm just at a point now. Darren Ferguson maybe being hung out to dry. I think there's frustrations building. There's two strong personalities there with Darren Ferguson and Darren McAntony. I just worry about the long term and the longevity of it. And he's normally good for 2 years, Fergie. After that, you've seen him leave the club. You don't want him to ruin a legacy because he's won a couple of trophies there, won a couple of promotions there as well. Away from home, we talked about Bristol Rovers being soft.
Sorry, who?
I did that to Kershaw, didn't I? Bristol Rovers!
Thank
I
you.
mean, love it. Every time Charlie rings me now, I'm like, all right, me love it.
All right, my babber. That's what they say. All right, my
my
babber.
Yeah. All right, Drake. Anyway, Peterborough have now lost 15 of their last 25 away matches.
So bad.
15 of 25. They've won 5, they've drawn 5. They've conceded 49 in 25 away games. Now, Peterborough of the past would concede 3 but score 4. This Peterborough side don't look a threat. You know what I mean? You look a bigger threat to pull an attractive lady than Peterborough do, and that says something. You know and that says everything you need to know at the moment.
It's kind of you, Ben. That I know I've not had a trim this week, but Christ, that's a bit harsh.
Oh mate, I get mine weekly these days, mate.
Must be nice.
It still doesn't make a difference. Look, I've tried doing teeth, glasses, haircut, gym. I think the saying is you can't polish a turd.
He messes me this week, by the way.
No!
He goes,
Shut up, Joe.
I'll go.
Shut up. Shut up. Because I will mute you. I will mute you, and you'll never come on here again.
You all right? What are you going to pale for, Ben? No one knows what we're laughing about, do they? Apart from me and you. That's why it's so funny.
I basically messaged Jake saying I might do a certain thing to look better, but look, I think the saying is you can't polish a turd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Peterborough have lost 15 of the last 25, conceded 49, which is quite frankly embarrassing. They've got the third lowest expected goals in League One with 2.1, sixth lowest shots on target per game, and 7th expected XG against. Basically, their defensive prowess hasn't improved, and their attacking output has come down a lot. You lose attacking players, and you bring in young players ready to come in and hunger. Maybe not quite to the standard quite yet. Jake always says we go in 2-year cycles. Well, this is the 2-year cycle, and what I worry about what's to come. They are in trouble, in my opinion. There's some Peterborough fans that aren't quite happy with Fergie. I think a lot of people that will be happy will be trusting him because of the success he's had previously. If he hadn't done that previously, credit in the bank, would he be maybe getting so much support? I don't think so. They've lost the first 3 games of a season for the first time since 2012-13. But for a team to be poor, you must give praise to Wigan, who have now scored 5 goals at home in the 2 home games against Northampton and Peterborough. If you're going to go by Jake's logic, you should be beating those 2 sides, so no credit given. They scored 25% of the goals in the 2 home games that they have in 23 last year. I expected that from Ryan Lowe. A lot more front-footed, a lot more exciting on the front foot, getting balls into the box, asking questions. Wigan have been improved as well. They've only lost 1 in 11. They've drawn 6 of those. So my ask is turn draws into victories. But they've won 2 games this season, so they've started to do that as well. They weren't great at Leyton Orient last week. They were a good side, lost 2-0, no shame in that. They probably would have taken 6 points from the first 3. Ryan Lowe, 5 wins, 7 draws in the first 15 matches. Lots of improvement made. Worried for Peterborough, Wigan. Good steps. They're making tiny inroads. Don't think they're quite the finished article yet, but they're nearly there.
No, but they can be. Can't they? Yeah, they certainly can be. I think Ryan Lowe's done a huge job, because if you think about the reason why Wigan got rid of Sean Maloney is because the games were boring. They had no attacking threat. They've brought in some attacking players and under attacking coach in Ryan Lowe, and Costello and Sadie have made a massive difference, haven't they? Who would have thought you had 2 decent number 9s into a team, and all of a sudden you start to become a decent side? And what having such good hold-up play in the form of Christian Sadie and Dara Costello, it allows your midfielders time to get up the pitch and Ryan Trevitt and Callum Wright both did that in abundance, while allowing Tyrese Francois to sort of roam in midfield and completely dictate the game. And that's what they did so well. And that's a credit to Ryan Lowe and his coaching staff for being able to implement his style of play so in such a short space of time. They won't get it right 100% of the time. Nobody does. But they're very much on their way to being a fully fledged Ryan Lowe side. And that is very exciting. Peterborough, Ben. Do I worry about Peterborough? Not really, because I quite enjoy having the downfall. But if I was a posh fan, which thankfully I am not, I would be.
No, well, you always beat Lincoln at home.
Not always.
Lose away.
You
know where this downfall started? Since you beat them in the cup final.
5-1, yeah.
In the cup
final. But look, I'm not making this about Lincoln. You can make it about Lincoln, all right, if you like. But
have you changed?
Eh?
You've changed. Yeah, a bit like you've changed a bit like you did 2 years ago. I'm not going to mention why you changed your name, but it involved a 19-year-old girl.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thanks for outing me in front of literally everybody else. I won't do the same to you because I'm a better man than you are. Because if I do, there might be a knock on the door.
Shut up. Stop lying.
Stop lying. Exactly. What I would say with Peterborough is yesterday they got into the final third a huge amount of time. It's just that quality, the drop off in quality from Mason Clark and Poku and Ricky J. Jones to Abraham Oddo and to players, Gustav Linger and whoever Brad Iovan that they're playing up front at the moment. It's such a drop off in quality. And when it's as many, you enter the final third as many times as you want, but the quality's got to be there for you to penetrate. Which, of course, I'm not going to say any more. But penetration is not an expertise subject in this live stream tonight. But it's a worry for Peterborough. They're concerning, and the Peterborough have never been good defensively. Oscar Varlin and David Cagbu have got massive question marks over them. Volin's been here for a year now and still doesn't look like a League One centre half. Cagbu, I mean, we saw him in the playoff semi-finals, didn't we, Ben? And thought, my goodness me, how's he playing for a team that are in the League One, in the League Two playoffs? So, yeah, I think it's a good win for Wigan. Peterborough concerning. And obviously with Archie Collins potentially leaving as well, they're going to have to dip into the market and get a real good number 6. Although they did sign that geezer, didn't they? New Zealand international, who, I don't know if you saw this, he was playing for NAC Breda in the Eredivisie. And the interviewer basically said, "Oh, wow, your English is really good." And he went, "Thanks, mate. That's because I'm from New Zealand where we speak English." I don't know if you've seen that clip, but it's quite a funny one. They need to improve. That's tickled you, mate.
Yeah, a bit like what tickled you last week. And Leyton Orient 2, Stockport County 2. Oh my God, that sounds awful.
Yeah, doesn't it? Yeah, that sounds horrific. I don't. Can you please infer what you mean by that?
No, I can't explain that.
You can't explain that.
Thanks. Nice knowing you.
Napper's. Yeah. To be fair, oh, he's back. That's a shame. But yeah, yeah. Where are we going? Leyton Orient.
Yeah, but I tell you what, we've got 2 draws: Leyton Orient, Stockport, Barnsley, Bolton, and I'm going to say the same about these 2 games. We played each other a lot in recent years, haven't we? It feels that Barnsley, Bolton feel like they play each other about 85,000 times a year. Leyton Orient have played Stockport 3 times at Brisbane Road this year and played 4 times across the last kind of 6 months or so, 2 in playoffs and then 2 league games at Brisbane Road. For the second time running at Brisbane Road, it's a 2-2 draw where Leyton Orient scored a late goal to rescue the draw. Leyton Orient have been beaten across the last 6 games. For Stockport, good for Nathan Lowe scoring, although we were getting a goal as well. For me, 2 of the best signings in the division. I'm going to be doing a video of, me and Jake can do a video ranking the transfer windows, and those 2 signings, if you just made them, you'd probably put them in one of the better categories. You probably would think, one of the best signings that they'll make this window in defensively and forward thinking as well. They started bright. Leyton Orient again front-footed second half. Richie Wellens on the highlights looked absolutely raging. He started up there shouting and comes onto the pitch, kind of madman, maverick. 1 minute he's up there, 1 minute he's down there, and that's kind of the Richie Wellens approach. It's so,
Richie Wellens what?
Gunno.
No. The Richie Wellens. You said a word beginning with A.
Appreciation.
No, you just said approach. Richie Wellens is approach.
The Richie Wellens approach, and that's what they want to do, and that's what they want to play like. So yeah, it's a good point for them. They've taken a point off a promotion rival, I think. There, it's a great point for them, especially from 2-0 down.
Oh, thanks for joining us tonight, Sean. Sean, your voice is all over the place tonight, mate, isn't it?
I never chance at games, do I? So
yeah, to be fair, there's less of you, so you've got a chance to make more noise, haven't you? So I completely understand.
Oh, right. I thought you meant it to me. I'm like,
I think I think you're right. The fact that they came down from 2 goals shows that this Leyton Orient team are absolutely fine. The character they've got in the dressing room, which they've built over the summer, is fantastic, and you see that with the comeback. But I think Richie Wellens will be wanting to start games in a slightly better fashion. You can't give a team like Stockport County a 2-goal head start and expect to win the game of football because they're just that good. Nathan Lowe, great thumping header to get himself another goal. Alowu as well. He's coming on a free from Doncaster. He didn't start the first couple of games that he's been on the bench, but he makes a start and he makes an impact in the first team, which is exactly what Dave Challoner will be wanting to do. But then second half, it was a game of two halves. This one completely at Leyton Orient. Connolly, he's sort of going a way to impacting what Charlie Kelman did last year. And Ben, how long have I been banging on about Ollie O'Neill when they signed him? Outstanding player in the Fulham Academy, really highly thought of. And I'm telling you now, he looks like the next one on the conveyor belt for Leyton Orient to sell for huge amounts of money if they don't get promoted this season. A really talented wide player who's got so much flair and so much natural ability. I said at the time I was so surprised that Fulham were willing to let him go, certainly on a permanent deal. I thought it would be a loan contract, but yeah, Leyton Orient done really well to get him. He's made that left-hand side his own now, and to do it against a team like Stockport, who many are fancying for automatic promotion, is testament because he scored against them in the playoff semi-final. God, I've forgotten the name of the ground. Is it Ezzy Park? That's what I mean, isn't it? So yeah, a really talented
League One reporter, by the way, doesn't know the ground name of Stockport County. Alarming.
In fairness, I just go. I go to all of them, so I don't need to know the name. Do you know who sponsors the Cheltenham ground?
Suzuki.
It's the completely Suzuki Stadium, so you got it wrong. They are then. But yes, a good point for Orient given circumstances. But Stockport, they'll be frustrated that they've let a 2-goal slip.
3 games to go here on League One Live as Barnsley pick up a point against Bolton Wanderers. Barnsley did go in front with a David McGoldrick goal. 2 games, 2 goals for that man. He did score the winner against Burton Albion last weekend as Barnsley complete their unbeaten game streak to 3. John McAtee did score 4 minutes from time before a Barnsley loanee. Bolton Wanderers get a point on the road. As you were, 3 games, they've lost, they've won, they've drawn. A lot of work to do for Bolton Wanderers going now into a tough week of 2 home games. For Barnsley, it's a good start. They had 10 men for so long, couldn't quite hold on. Young and Nathan, who did so well at Oldham last season on loan. And unfortunately, for Bolton, they couldn't hold on. For Barnsley, couldn't hold on. Good point for Bolton Wanderers. Character shown. And a couple of tough games now coming up at home against Reading and Lincoln before a trip to somewhere they never really pick up points in the Mockers in Blackpool.
Typical you making it all about Blackpool nappers. But yeah, did you think this was a red card for Younger Nathan, Ben? Because I thought it wasn't. I thought it was very harsh.
Oh, I want to watch the highlights. Commentator went, "Oh, you'll have no complaints about it." I was like, You're taking mick. Like, it was red card. It wasn't a
Cooper
red
was
card.
not impressed, was he? Cal was not.
No, it wasn't.
Because it wasn't a red card.
I didn't think it was a red.
The only way I think the referee can think he's given it is because the contact is slightly above his foot. But I still think you see yellow cards maybe for that. But that's certainly not a red card, and it sort of.
I agree.
You know, as soon as Barnsley had got themselves in front, it sort of basically when they were backs to the wall and playing against 11 men of Bolton when you with 10 men is particularly difficult. And I thought Bolton did well to manipulate the ball, and eventually it fell to former Barnsley man McAtee who put the ball in the back of the net. But positives, I think, for both teams. The way Bolton got themselves back into it will be a massive positive for them. For Barnsley, I think to defend so well, mainly with 10 men, and to go one goal in front against a team like Bolton, who many people are expecting to be up there as well. Dave McGoldrick getting another goal, that's another huge positive. Still need a bit of work in the transfer market, don't they? Barnsley, I think they could still do a couple more. Certainly attacking wise, I'm not sure they've got the depth to sustain a playoff push, but yeah, a decent game all round.
Yeah, absolutely. Doncaster 1, Wickham 1. Wickham, to be fair to them, shut up. In the first 3 games, and I'm talking about waiting for teams to progress and waiting for teams to get going. Some people are a slow burner, and it takes time for things to warm up and things to get going a little bit. Don't make a comment. In the first 3 games, they've had 1,132 passes and 60% of the ball. So they've had a lot of the ball, which is the second most in the division. They've still not got the choice for it, and they're still learning the trade of playing this way, underdog, implementing the way they want to play. And for the first goal, you could see a bit of naivety that it's poor. The goalkeeper makes a mistake, and Billy Sharp is there. Billy Sharp, to be fair to the lad, it was due a League One goal. He's not scored in League One for 8 years. It was, again, a goal drought. Somehow he's still playing games of football. He's not scored for 8 years in League One. The last time he scored in League One was for Sheffield United.
How old were you 8 years ago?
15. Do you see a picture? I'll show you a picture now of me.
I thought you were going to say something else, and then I could have linked it, but no.
They got 100 points in Sheffield United.
I know that.
This was me.
You beat
in the 2016-17 season. Let me just
great season. One of the best seasons ever.
That for me is, we all have you're mentioning it there. I love that season. That season was just
one of my favourites.
Yeah, it was unreal for me personally, because it was the first year that I really understood football for what it was and really kind of got it. I don't know if I've still got it, but I looked young, very, very, very young. That's all I'll say. I've got a picture with Uwe Rosler, right? Bear in mind, at this point, I was nearly 16 years of age. 16, bear in mind. And I look probably 10. Like, I was smaller than Jake is now. And that's very small, believe me. Come on.
Oi.
Where are you at? Where are you at here?
Great. This is great entertainment, isn't it?
Oh my God, I'm not using that picture.
People are loving this.
You ready? That was me in the 2015-16-17 season.
Oh, God. You look like a hairy egg. You look like an hairy egg. Yeah, you've changed.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, 1-1. Keeper messed up for 1 goal. Good finish for Junior Katerna for the second one. I think there'll be 2 content managers going into it. Look, it was a 1-1 draw. It wasn't the best game of football, because we all know, Ben, that we've got to do half an hour on the next game, don't we?
Yeah, go on, you start me off. Burton 0, Port Vale 0.
It was not a red card for George Byers, who was sent off. and that ruined the game from a Port Vale perspective. They weren't able to go after the 3 points like I can imagine Darren Moore and the Vale fans would have maybe not expected, maybe that's a little bit harsh and maybe trying to bite on David. But I think they would have earmarked this game as an opportunity to get 3 points. And they did have some chances. I know there was a ball where Tallard played one to the left and they hit one over the bar. Burton did have their own chances. Jake Beasley had a couple of headers. There were a couple that
scored at the end.
Yeah, there was one that flashed across goal that I think maybe he could have done better with. But in all honesty, I think when the referee decides to send George Byers off for a tackle like that, he basically ruins the competitive nature of the game. Port Vale were then sitting deep and trying to defend the lead, defend the point. And I think walking out there, they'd be the happier of the two. Burton, again, like Port Vale, would have earmarked this as an opportunity to get 3 points because their next 6 games, Ben, if you've looked at Burton's next 6, are incredibly, incredibly difficult. I think they've got Luton, Stockport, Plymouth, Lincoln. I think they played Reading as well. They've got a really difficult run of 6 games. So we'll wait and see how they get on there. But yeah, and a 0-0 draw ruined by a referee. I think if it would have gone 11v11, I think we'd have seen a winner.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, tough one. But Burton get a point, and Gary Bowyer is taking 39 points from 30 games as Burton manager. And around 15, we've done well there. I think 8 minutes less than last week, and there was some good games in there. Please keep liking. It does help. Please, over 50% of you watch the shows aren't subscribed yet. So do us a favor. I can ask you. I can plead with you. It would mean a lot to me. Go down there. Press subscribe for us. Give us a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. We're here every match week. I'll be back on Wednesday, either on my own or I'll get Jigsaw Jack with me as well. So, yeah, it'd be great. Like I say, and we'll get Jeff Stelling on next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sorry.
No, well, I was the one who told you that you're not coming on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Anyway, prediction.
Before the show, I thought it's time for a change.
Yeah, he tried to tell me that he was going to kick me off next year and use different colours every week. And I just laughed at him and thought, God, League One Live would get right down the pot if I wasn't on it. So, like, let's be completely honest here. Anyway, game week 3 predictions, Ben. We both got a score right. Do you know what score you got for it, boy?
Let me have a look. Of course, we'll have a look. Hang on a minute. I need to get my scores back up. I closed tab, didn't I? Okay, now fat fingers. Which one did I get right? I'm going to say I got. Stevenage.
I got Stevenage right. You got them wrong.
I was going to put 2-0 though.
You got
Wigan.
No, you're not going to get it. You got the Barnsley Bolton score right. So well done. Congrats. I got the Stevenage score right. That means this week we've both got 7 points.
Okay.
Meaning that currently the score is 20 to Ben and 22 to me. Now, given I'm not here on Wednesday because I'm obviously such a part-timer, we're going to have to.
Well, in your absence,
I'm not having Kershaw for whoever it is doing my prediction.
Hang on. I'm not getting Kershaw on.
Oh,
and get my other mate, Jack.
Whoever he is, then yeah,
I don't want. Too,
yeah, I don't want him doing my prediction, so I'm gonna. I'm
9-0. Imagine he comes on and gets like 15 points or something.
Yeah,
he probably would.
Yeah, fair play to him, but I'm not going to trust him on that. I'd rather do it myself. So, Ben, coming to you first for Tuesday night's games, we have got Wycombe Wanderers versus Exeter City.
You go first. I'll let you go first.
No, it's you first. It's Abab. Remember, you're the A. You're the A in Abab.
I am A star. Wycombe Exeter. 2-1 Wycombe.
I think I'll go 1-0 Wycombe because I did want 2-1. Stockport County versus Bradford City. I'm going to go Stockport County 2, Bradford City 1.
1-0 Stockport.
Karma.
It's a bit like I got eyebrow.
I was about to say coming to you, Ben, for Rotherham versus Burton, but that game's been called off, hasn't it? Because of some floodlights in Tranmere. So we'll have to write that one as a do not do. Ben,
won't you?
yeah, we can come on to the League Cup draw and how big of a farce it is. I'm sure. Port Vale Stevenage, Ben.
2-1 Port Vale.
2-1. I was gonna go. Yeah, I was thinking Port Vale, but I'm gonna go 1-1. I think. Plymouth versus Leyton Orient. That's a really tough one. I think Argyle are finally gonna get a win. I'm gonna go Plymouth 2, Leyton Orient 0.
2-1 Plymouth.
Covering yourself off there, weren't you? Peterborough versus Barnsley, Ben.
2-1 Peterborough.
I'm going to go 2-1 Barnsley. And then me first for those pesky imps against Northampton Town. I'm going to go Northampton 0, Lincoln City 1.
Northampton 1, Lincoln City 0.
That's good of you, mate.
I said it before, so I'm sticking with it.
Ben, coming to you first for Mansfield versus Blackpool.
2-0 Blackpool.
I'm gonna go 1-1. I think they get a point apiece. Luton versus Wigan. I'm going Luton Town 1, Wigan Athletic 0.
Luton 2, Wigan 1.
Ben, Huddersfield versus Doncaster Rovers.
Who?
Doncaster
No,
Rovers.
who played Doncaster?
Huddersfield Town.
You go 2-0 Doncaster?
No, you're first, mate.
Oh.
Are you paying attention?
Yeah, I am. Got things on my mind. 2-0 Huddersfield. Don't vlog.
Huddersfield 2, Donny 1. Why did I just hear myself?
I don't know. I don't do anything.
Oh, I know what you're doing again. You're doing that thing again. Yeah, I know, because your phone's down there. Who's on the other end of the phone? Who's on the other end of the phone?
No one! No one! Look! No one! Look! No one's there! Look! No one's... I'm not thinking... I genuinely just laughed. I swear that... Look! No one's there! Look!
It's on the iPad. Huddersfield.
I don't know, oh my God. It's slander. I'm not doing it. I promise.
Ben.
You echoed because you are a... Shut up, I hate you.
AFC Wimbledon versus Cardiff. I'm going to go. AFC Wimbledon 1, Cardiff City 2.
2-1 Wimbledon.
Coming to you then, Ben. Wednesday night sees Bolton Wanderers against Reading.
2-0 Bolton.
2-1 Bolton, I think. Right, and then we need to do Saturday as well because obviously I'm not here on Tuesday. So I'll go first for Saturday. Where am I? That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Is there a game on Friday? I'll just get the. Hold on. I'm unprepared here, Ben. There's a surprise, isn't it? Right, Saturday.
I actually made that comment. Cunis when I'm not done. Screw you.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate.
I only once did FaceTime.
You pointing at? You pointing at? Ben, Luton versus Cardiff. Early kick-off on Saturday.
Oh, hello. We'll go for a bit of 2-0 Luton.
1-1, I think.
I think Cardiff will be good at home and bad away.
I can understand that. Rotherham versus Wigan. I'm going to go Rotherham 1, Wigan 1.
0-0.
Wimbledon versus Barnsley, Ben.
2-0 Barnsley.
I'm going to go 1-0 Wimbledon. I'm going to back a win. Bolton versus Lincoln again. Bolton Wanderers 2, Lincoln City 0.
3-1 Bolton.
I'll
I'm
tell
going
you
back
what,
to
mate.
the face for you this week.
Do you know what's going to happen? Ivan's going to absolutely smash into Ethan, and I'm going to absolutely love it.
As soon as I meet Ethan.
I know she's meeting his parents. I think she's meeting his mum. I'm sure she'll comment and let you know. Huddersfield versus Stevenage. Ben, you first.
I think Huddersfield won this 1-0 last year, didn't they? Or 2-0. I think it was early in the
2-0.
season.
2-0.
Yeah, it was a late penalty, I think.
2-0.
I go for the same again. I need to stay on the good books. 2-0.
3-0 Huddersfield, I think.
Oh,
Mansfield versus Leyton Orient. I'm going Stags 1, Leyton Orient 0. No points for Orient this week. Palmetz, that's what you get.
Stags 0, Leyton Orient 1.
Northampton at home to Exeter, Ben.
That feels big, that game. 2-1 Northampton.
You got Cobblers getting 6 points this week. I'm going to go 1 each, I think. Or no, 0-0. I'm going to back a 0-0 for that one. Peterborough versus Bradford. I'm going Peterborough 1, Bradford City 2.
Peterborough Bradford. It's a Darren McAntony derby, that, isn't it?
It's the football industry derby.
Yeah.
That's right.
1-1.
Okay. Then we've got Plymouth versus Blackpool. I'm going Plymouth 1, Blackpool 1. This predicting loads of draws.
2-1 Plymouth.
Port Vale versus Doncaster, Ben.
1-1.
2-1 Vale. Stockport versus Burton. I'm going Stockport 2, Burton now be 0.
1-0 Stockport.
And then Ben coming to you with Wickham versus Reading.
2-0 Wickham.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Reading. So there you have it. That's our predictions.
Any questions for the last 5 minutes of the show, get them in. If you haven't already, please do. 311 now away from 18,000 subscribers. All support will be appreciated. Any questions, get them in. Jake, how's your podcasting going, mate? How's everything going that end?
Yeah, it's good. We've got an episode literally about to go out tonight. So Lincoln fans or anyone that listens to here for the Lincoln, there will be an episode with you first thing in the morning. Or if you want to listen to it to go to sleep, like nappers probably will, then...
mate, I just won't listen to it.
Yeah.
Listen.
It's a good one with Charles from It's All Cobblers to Me. So yeah, looking forward to that. But I'm enjoying it, mate. It's good fun. It's good. We're hopefully having some dialogue with the club, trying to get some good stuff on there as well. So looking forward to it.
First manager casualty. I could say. I hate to say it.
I could see Tom Cleverley walking.
What do you mean by walking? Do you think he's had enough, or?
Yeah, because how many times have you seen him talk in the pre-match press conference? We'll have a striker in by this time. We'll have a defender in by this time, and he's not getting the bodies in. I think he's going to get really frustrated, and I think Argyle fans are going to be really upset. But I think Tom Cleverley, I don't think he's a million miles away from walking, to be honest.
No, I get you. I get you. Noel Hunt, maybe.
Noel Hunt, if he continues to get beat, then fair enough. The thing Noel Hunt has got, and I should have mentioned this earlier, is that affinity with the fans, isn't it? He's got that support from his playing days, so I think that might do him in good stead. Just looking across the board, really, I could see Fergie maybe at Peterborough if they're not picking it up anytime soon. Yeah, I think the rest of the managers are all pretty safe. Yeah, Ferguson is a good shout, especially if they don't pick up continuously.
What about Bowie if he gets too excited? You know, he wins a game of football.
Might break an hip. Poor Gary.
Yeah. But so Gary, you've just won the lottery. Oh, have I? Well, that's fine. I'll post the check on Wednesday. If I don't get to it, I'll do it next week. It can wait. He goes, yeah, it's great that I've won the lottery, but I can't be spending it all at once. I've got to save it for a race. But Gary, you've won like £300 billion. He goes, yeah, that's fine, but I've still got to shop sensibly, and I've still got to ration my food portions out for the week.
That's a good one, that. It's a good one.
We play them in 2.5 weeks.
Oh,
I'd love if we went down second. I'd get some joy out of that.
Would you? You'd enjoy that, would you?
Thanks, mate. Cheers. I'll continue to do so. Jake, how many goals did Rob Street get this season?
Rob Street scores 12 league goals this season.
I'll go for 9.
Collins gets 20. Collins gets 22.
Yeah, agree. Right.
Francis
there we are.
84.
Thank you so much for watching. Jake, thanks for joining me, mate.
Thanks, mate. Sorry for taking the mick out of your voice raises and your Sean Dyche impressions. I apologise.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying something about your eyes and how bad your beard is and how bad you are with the girls. Did I not say that? Sorry, I must have thought I said that.
I love you, mate. I do. I love you.
Okay, mate. Let's not make this soppy. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean?
Love you lots, mate. Love you lots. Love you, Sam, especially. Love you, Sue, as well.
Big thanks to everyone who's donated tonight, Ben.
Massive thank you.
Sam, Sadie, Sue, and Shay. All the S's.
Sue and Shay. Oh, yeah.
4 S's.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in this chat whose name starts
Jake's
with an S
fifth
that we haven't had a donation from? They should be ashamed of themselves. Hold on. I'm just going to have a look. I don't think there is there? Nobody else has got an S at the start of their name. They're very fortunate. Sebastian Tams. Not good enough, mate. Expected a donation off you today. Can't lie.
David saying soppy. That's another S. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you later. Go on the League One Live. Back Wednesday for some more. Thanks for watching.
You imps.